Well, Ignite is the big Microsoft conference this year, and it's actually a combination of TechEd, SharePoint conference, Exchange conference. It's everybody. This is the big Microsoft conference this year. Satya, he really kind of set the tone for the conference, really where things are going and just how much change there is. And it's really about this transformation, it's kind of digital transformation, cloud first, mobile first. And the things that there was one thing in particular that kind of made me go, wow, kind of aha moment, was when I saw Skype for Business with HoloLens, and you're like, got these, you're actually talking with virtual people. That was really wild. It was like seeing how meetings can even change in the short term. It's like we've already figured out this technology. It's just a matter of time before it becomes real. It's wild stuff's up ahead. As an individual, it's impacted me many times over the last couple of years. In fact, some people will be like, I thought you were at this other company. I thought this was this other company. There's been so much disruption in our world. Some companies are going out of business. Some companies are trying to transform their business, and that means there has been some layoffs in some cases. That means that they've had to shift from a services focus to a product focus, or from a product focus to a services focus, just to adjust. And so it's affected me personally, but as well in this industry of, is it about the servers? What is the new role of IT? Being an IT pro myself, I've tried, and also social and marketing, I kind of had to transform my own world to continue to stay relevant, and also just to understand what is the future, so I can position myself. Because it's in our business, it's always you got to stay on the edge, and it's the bleeding edge, and they call it that because it's a sharp edge. People get hurt where I live. From SharePoint, Office 365, and all these changes that are happening in this world, especially with hybrid, for me, it's been, how do I best educate my followers, my community, and help them understand what are the things that are important to pay attention to? Because there is so much spin. It's as if sometimes on-premise doesn't exist because Microsoft is pushing so hard, and they know they are. But it's funny, you talk to some of these people at Microsoft, and they're convinced there is no on-premise sometimes, people you're talking to. So there's this disconnect between the real world, or the customers who are dealing with these things, and also some customers that are on the bleeding edge themselves. They're pushing technology. And so there's this kind of this adoption and question about adoption. How close to that edge can we be before it impacts our business? But is there a risk in not taking those change? And so it's going to be different for different customers. So it's definitely important for Microsoft to keep us up to date with what's going on. They are doing another TAP program where there was kind of question as to whether they would do TAP being Technology Adoption Program. So they are letting the MVPs know, they are pulling in people into this TAP program to help customers to understand what's going on. But they do need to keep us in the loop, because otherwise the customers are going to be so confused. And there's already enough kind of confusion, kind of the cloud. There's a lot of gray area, and when do we invest, and when is it real, and how much of this is smoke and mirrors? And that's where it requires the influencers, these bloggers, MVPs, people who are in the social media, who we're in touch with what customers really need. And sometimes Microsoft purposely stays disconnected from some of that as they finish their products. So customers who are considering the cloud, they do need to take very seriously what needs to stay on-prem and what can go into the cloud. And a lot of that consideration is essentially that first step into the cloud. Often OneDrive or Exchange makes a lot of sense, but there may be some sensitive executives or certain mailboxes that may not be the first ones to go. And I think a lot of it is kind of building trust, understanding the reliability, understanding the rate of change. There's a number of considerations like customizations, and as well as sensitivities. You know, sometimes people say security, and it's not necessarily that it's so unsecure, it's more about who needs to own this data and understanding where that footprint is and where it lives, and really putting those considerations to mind. All right, so I am SharePoint Joel. I've actually rebranded myself a little bit over the past couple of years, where my blog is now collabshow.com. My Twitter handle is my name. It's Joel Oleson. It's Oleson. And I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very easy to find that way because my name's quite unique. But I love connecting with people. Find me on Twitter, ping me on LinkedIn. I'm definitely on Facebook as well, but I'm getting toward that maximum number of friends, so I don't necessarily invite everybody to Facebook me, but you get what I'm saying. So definitely reach out. Let's connect.